So it's a sliding slap.
Hits
Finding
the
the
foot,
Birmingham foot.
and it's in the back of the
And Ellen Reid finding the goal.
Exciting, dynamic and fun would probably be words to describe Loughborough hockey.
Fun, competitive and challenging. This year at Loughborough has been difficult but really exciting because we had about 10 new debutants, which means those debutants become returners next year and we can build and build and build on this year.
Really intense and a bit full on, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I had my first game for the Premier League and I've played actually a few now, which has been a really, really good experience, and I'm just excited for next season.
Sweet. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Challenge, support and fun.
Family, high performance and enjoyable. I'm Ron Mackenzie and I am Loughborough Women's co-captain.
Hi, I'm Jamie Kakir and I'm the head coach of the ladies programme here at Loughborough.
We train together twice a week, we play together twice a week, we gym together twice a week. A lot of us live together, like we do spend a lot of time together, we are more like a family than a team.
It's an environment which will challenge but support you. So that's kind of the big thing. We obviously want to develop people and players, and in order to do that you've got to have environments that stress people, that stretch people, but that equally kind of support and care for one another, and I feel we've done a really good job. Obviously I've only been here for almost a year, but I think that's the kind of the best thing, and hopefully as much as we want to win and be competitive, you have a lot of fun.
I mean, like, to be completely honest, when he first arrived and we were like, oh, it's the Birmingham coach, what?
We just don't like each other really. I think it's the best way to put it.
But no, Jamie's been amazing this year. I think his style of play, his coaching style has really suited the team we've had. I mean, you guys have met him, he is a constant ball of energy. Like, the man does not stop. Yeah, we all love Jamie.
Flat out, obviously you always want to win bucks. That's obviously kind of like you have a little bit of glory at the best university.
I love bucks. I think start off with that. I think everyone in the team, after you play your first home bucks game, realises what bucks means to the university, as well as like everyone in the squad. We had some good results in the league. We beat Birmingham under the lights, which was due to the rivalry, was just amazing. It was such a good atmosphere. Like, literally the whole club was down watching. We then had 2 losses against Exeter and Nottingham. Yeah, that was about it. We beat Dharma and things like that, so we had some good results.
Credit to the girls, the kind of culture, the environment, the kind of work rate, the tactical stuff, like, you know, they executed under a lot of pressure against probably teams that were technically better than us. So pretty proud of coming third.
And then we went into quarterfinals, which were at home against Edinburgh. Yeah, it was a really good atmosphere. Like, loads of our friends came, loads of like, the whole club was out essentially, and it was so loud on the sideline.
Edinburgh in the quarterfinals, and that was probably our best kind of team performance. I know Edinburgh didn't finish that high in the league, but I actually thought they were, you know, a really good team. They did some different things that other teams didn't do, and they also had some very good individuals. But we actually had Izzy, Peta and Liv play for us, the 2 GB girls. That's the only game they both played, and just, yeah, it was a bit of a complete performance, if I'm being honest. We were so good. Yeah, we were very good that day.
I went on to a semi-final versus Exeter again, Exeter away. Trek down. Yeah, didn't go very well, could have gone better, but I mean, we still did well to get to a semi-final this year, so I really wanted to make Bucks final, because in Bucks final you never know what can happen. Like, it's the same with all types of like competitions like that. Yeah, it was gutting, to be honest, it was pretty gutting.
Exeter were better than us today. Disappointed, we didn't play to the level that we are capable of playing, but again, some of that's down to the opposition as well. They kind of stopped us playing. The first quarter was really even. We actually created 5 or 6 really good opportunities. Or not opportunities, but we created 3v2 or 4v3 in their half. We broke through their press, just didn't quite execute. and then they were clinical, and they were much better than us on the day. Then it was obviously about staying in the Premier League. I kind of had a feeling Exeter would get promoted, and therefore there could be 4 university sides in the thing, and obviously if Loughborough were to drop out the Premier League, then it obviously puts a huge amount of pressure on recruitment, on everything else, if there's another 2 or 3 universities in the Premier League. So I think my number 1 objective was to try and keep us in the Premier League, but to never lose sight of the fact that my job is to develop people and players. So it's not about winning, and although that's the kind of target, my fundamental job is to develop people and players.
So before Christmas, you play everyone once, and then after Christmas, the league then split top 6 and bottom 6, where you then play everyone once again. And then from there, the top 6 stays as the top 6 with the addition of 2 teams from the bottom 6, which then creates a top 8 and a bottom 4. The top 8 go into 2 pools, where they play everyone once, and then from there, you get a top 4 that go to the finals weekend, so there's semi-finals on the Saturday and finals on the Sunday. And then the bottom 4 play off against each other, and then from there, whoever has the accumulative lowest points over the whole season are the 2 teams that go down.
So the first half season, I think we had 4 of the top 5 teams, traditional big teams, in the first 5 games, and we obviously only had 5 or 6 weeks coming in to pre-season with a very young group. So I think we lost a game on day 7 of pre-season to a school side, and I remember going home and being like, trying to kid myself that we were missing players, but we weren't really. And obviously we had Surbiton first up in the league, who are obviously I don't know how many times they've won the title in a row now. But yeah, the first 4 or 5 games for me was almost like a free shot, because you're playing teams you're not expected to beat, and it was just again all about developing and taking risks and being brave and trying to embed some of our principles. And we actually ended up drawing Wimbledon 2-0, which was an incredible result. In only our second game, the bus broke down and we were late, and we only had 10 minutes to warm up, and we were 2-0 down inside 10-12 minutes, and then we scored 2 goals and held them to 2-0. Obviously they were the better side, or they had more chances, but showed me a lot about the characters I had in the group. Yeah, the first 4 or 5 games were tough, and then we kind of hit what I would describe as the games where we had a more realistic chance of getting points. And we actually went unbeaten in 4 or 5, I think, which was a pretty special run. And so we ended up going into the last couple of games knowing that we needed probably 3 points from the last 2 games to come top 6. We could have completed our objective at Christmas, which would have been incredible. I think the team themselves, in one of my very first meetings, described themselves as a team in transition. They knew we only had 3 or 4 people that had ever played in the Premier League, like consistently. I think 3 or 4 others had played 1 or 2 games, but you're talking, so Surbiton, the first game of the season, they had more Olympic and Commonwealth medalists than we had debutants, and we had 10 debutants. So that's the kind of where we were at the start. And so to be in a position to get to top 6, going to the last 2 games was pretty special. We lost in the last minute to Bethan. Again, they were better than us on the day, at a point where it made much difference. And then we went into the final game against Reading, knowing that if we won that, we came top 6, which again would have been incredible. Basically, from the 4th game of the season, there wasn't a game that didn't matter. Every game was vital, which is tough for such a young group. And again, I would credit them greatly on their resilience and their ability to deal with pressure. So we played Nottingham, and we actually beat Nottingham 2-0, which was one of our kind of performances of the season. Notts then went on and won every other game in the phase 2, so they were the strongest kind of side in that phase 2. So to put in a performance against them was pretty big.
I think we kind of wanted to right a wrong from the last time we played them. I think we also knew as a team what we can do when we play well, and yeah, it just went quite well for us that day. I think we, possession-wise, outlet, like high transfer-wise, we dominated. Like we did play very well that day. So yeah, it's a good day.
Drew with Reading. Reading scored in the last couple of minutes, so obviously frustrating, but again, you take 4 points from the first 2 games. I actually thought Reading and Nottingham were the top 2 sides in phase 2, so in a good position.
Yeah, so we had a few interesting results. We beat Buckingham before Christmas, but lost to them after Christmas in a game that we actually played quite well, could have played better, but like it was annoying to lose. And then that was a double header weekend, and we came out, I think it was like 24 hours later, and we drew to Birmingham, which was quite a big result. And then the following weekend we needed to beat Holcombe, and we'd beaten Holcombe first half of the, like before Christmas, and yeah, we lost, and it just meant that I think we missed out on top 8 by 3 or 4 points, something like that, maybe 3. So yeah, that was quite gutting, and then it meant we were in the bottom 4 for like a playoff relegation, so 2 teams went down out of those 4. Yeah, we were just, I think, maybe as a team we didn't quite switch on that day. We definitely didn't play as well as we could have. We definitely didn't bring the intensity that we have brought throughout like other games in the season. Yeah, it was a tough one to take.
But yeah, we had to roll on to phase 3, which was tough. And then obviously had to pick ourselves up and actually put in an incredible performance against Bucky, and probably one of our best performances of the game, to put ourselves in a great position. Went into the Holcombe game with an opportunity to draw, and we were safe. Unfortunately, yeah, Holcombe were better than us on the day, and then that obviously meant it came down to the very final game of the season.
First half we were on it. We were probably some of the best hockey we've played. There was just like a belief there, and then the second half I think they needed a win to be guaranteed staying up, depending on the other result, the Holcombe-Buckingham game. So they really came out in the second half. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen the video, but there's the final whistle goes, and just like the whole team runs across the pitch. It's pretty insane. I mean, I think Reading scored in the last 10 seconds of the game, and I mean, the clock had gone off, so like the clock goes off at 2 minutes, so you can't like count down because the clock doesn't necessarily match up with the umpire's watches. So the clock had gone off, and we were all like, I don't know how long's left. So like taking like PCD kit off like really slowly, and then the final whistle went, and everyone just was like, oh my god. Like people, like I think the video is like Jamie leading the charge across the pitch. Like it is very, very funny, but it kind of just showed how much like that meant to the whole team. Like it meant so much to stay up.
So yeah, again, just so proud that we were able to put in a performance. Even if we'd lost that game, we put in a performance under that much pressure with all the kind of consequences. We knew Exeter had actually been promoted. We knew Birmingham and Nottingham couldn't get relegated. So it would have been big for the programme if we'd gone down with the other universities being so successful. So just again, massive credit to the girls for performing to that level and deservedly getting the point that we kind of needed.
What are you going to miss the most?
I think Loughborough. I think it's quite a special place because I think the furthest I live from one of my friends is 600 metres. Like you live very much like in the same place. Like if you want to go around and have a chat, it's like a 4-minute walk. Like it's amazing to be in like that sort of situation where everyone's so close. I think I'll also miss like just being with my friends every day. Like I think it's just the way Loughborough is. Like it's such a good place. I'll also miss like the support staff. Like the programme we have here, the only way I can describe it is a professional environment. Like we have a ridiculous amount of like volunteers through the CVA programme, as well as like interns and like full-time members of staff that help with everything, like nutrition support, S&C, physio, psychology. It's just an unbelievable programme, and so I just don't think you'd find that at many other places in England. So I'll definitely miss that. I'll miss the people. Like you make friends with everyone. Like I love the club. I coach the twos as well as playing in the ones. Like I love my twos, which obviously means I help coach the threes sometimes. I love the threes. Like it's just such a family. Like not just the first team, the whole club. We try and go and make like the girls, not make the girls, but we encourage people to go and watch as many games as possible, so that like it's quite often that the 4s, 5s, 6s, like 3s will all come and watch our game. So we need to repay the favour to them. So going down to watch their games is always amazing. Like, special shout out to like certain teams this year have absolutely smashed it. Like the 6s and the 3s, like especially, have been ridiculous this year, and it's been really nice to watch them and like watch them develop. Who else will I miss? Yeah, I just think the people is the main thing. The people make Loughborough Hockey Club what it is. The coaching staff have been amazing this year. Like, if ever you have problems, you can go to them, it's so easy. And then, yeah, the girls are amazing. I think everyone would love them. Yeah, it's so easy to get on with people. You're always like respected and valued. So yeah, definitely the people.